of 10 to 12%. I'm talking about purely residential. If we say real estate patterns, the very first thing which enter in the market is commercial. Residential follow commercials, and then retail follow residential. That's how the pattern, that's how the cycle is. What we have learned looking at cities like Delhi NCR or Mumbai metropolitan region or Calcutta. So the same pattern is being followed in Chandigarh. Now looking at the city, I don't just count Chandigarh. I count Panchkula, I count Zirakpur, I count Mohali, I count Kharar. I even count those satellite small towns where people are rich with deep pockets, have huge potential to buy heavy good real estate, have good potential to invest, which makes it as one of the biggest investment hub. One, with a growth perspective, I see that there are a lot of positivity for global investors to come and set up their things in Chandigarh. For example, I'm so sorry I can't name the player on the panel, but yes, there are people who are trying to enter the market because of the cheaper real estate compared to Delhi NCR. So in future, 10 years down the line, I see Chandigarh to be on a bit higher pace compared to Delhi NCR, and that is for sure. If I precisely talk about retail, we have a decent number of organized retail supply across the region. And Chandigarh, especially the Zirakpur area, have become a very famous transit-oriented retail, having most of the national and international brand factory outlet. And the year-on-year percentage growth is amazing. There is nobody who is bleeding, everybody is making money, which signifies itself that the city has huge potential and growth.
Well, after that fantastic overview of the Chandigarh real estate market, let's deep dive into some specific verticals of commercial real estate. So, starting with you, Sriram, since you have worked enough in the retail sector, please tell us about the retail landscape of the city, of the Tri-City, the high street and malls in particular.
So, historically, Chandigarh was all about Sector 17 market, where you could find players which were homegrown and some regional national players which started their operations in the early 2000s. Probably, the growth of the city center was almost from growth of the city center was very stable from a perspective of the business which was coming over there. However, as the brands started to rise in terms of the numbers, I mean, Sector 17 was used to be the only area where there used to be a demand which was created, because the residential pockets nearby was servicing a high demand rate. But slowly, gradually, as Mohali, Zirakpur and Panchkula opened up, and there was only very restrictive supplies which came through the high street areas of Chandigarh, the organized retail started to see its day. How the moment these organized development came onto the plan, there were interest from the national players like hypermarkets, large anchor stores, multiplexes, family entertainment zones to be a part of the initial plan or the mix of those developments. However, it took its own time, because at that point of time, these exits of developers which they had planned from investment point of view were unclear, and those exits were predominantly were based on strata selling. At the moment those strata selling exits were sold on the plan and the development came up, there was some amount of penetration of organized retail which started to build up into the markets. These markets then slowly, gradually came up, I think in the year of 2008, 2010, when we saw the large formats started to position themselves in Zirakpur area, Panchkula area, Mohali.